Going on, guys? Rob at 3STRONG. In my past videos I've talked about what's the most effective way to burn fat, and essentially the three keys to that are you need to move fast, you need to move your whole body, and you need to move with some resistance. And it doesn't take very long to make that happen. And in another video I talked about the Sprint 8 workout, which is a high intensity interval workout where you go all out for bouts of 30 seconds and then you rest for about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. That's this workout right here. Reason I'm bringing this up is because in my recent workouts I've had to get ready for this physique competition, so I'm adding in cardio, or whatever we would consider cardio. But with traditional long duration cardio, anything over 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and even that's on the low end. Most people are on the treadmill or a bike or whatever for at least 20 to 30 minutes, if not longer. And when you're trying to shed as much fat as possible, but also maintain muscle mass, and I'm not talking about bodybuilder muscle mass, I'm just talking about strength, muscle, that kind of thing. Not necessarily bulky muscle, unless that's the goal you're shooting for. But to have a strong, lean body, we need to maintain our muscle mass so we don't get weaker. Because we have type 2 muscle fibers and type 1 muscle fibers. The type 2 fibers are the fast, the strong ones, the ones that help us lift more weight. The type 1 muscle fibers are the ones that help us with endurance. They help us go long duration. But those ones are weaker and they're actually not as big. So when you're trying to maintain your muscle mass, doing fast sprint intervals, high intensity intervals, can actually maintain your muscle mass because you're actually using a higher percentage of those type 1 muscle fibers. And that can actually help with muscle growth. It's kind of an interesting concept. So when you're going into your traditional cardio workouts, you don't have to do those long duration workouts, especially if you're strength training. You want your cardio training, your fat burning training, conditioning, whatever you want to call it, to complement the strength training or even the hypertrophy training, that muscle mass training that you want. And so doing a high intensity interval such as the Sprint 8 can really help with those gains, or even maintain your muscle mass as you're trying to lean out or whatever. But this, it does say Sprint 8, and yes, the workout was designed for running and you're going to actually do sprints, running sprints, but you don't have to do that. Anything that will get your heart rate up. So if we go back to that fat loss list of, what's the most effective way to burn fat? Well, full body movements. That could be anything. So using the Sprint 8 workout, we could use sprints. We could get on the rowing machine. We could get on the bike, the stationary bike, and crank the resistance up. And those things are actually going to work the body in a different way. We can even do Sprint 8 workouts that utilize the upper body a little bit more. You could do something like a push press with a barbell and do 8 sets of these 30-second all-out sprints. You can do squats. Anything that allows you to go at a very fast pace for 30 seconds. And you can change it up. Even with my workouts, I'm doing the battling ropes, which uses the arms. I'm doing the rowing machine for these workouts. And then I'm doing tire drag sprints. And each of those works a different section of the body. So as I'm doing my cardio, I'm actually working on those muscles. I'm not just going to go in and work my upper body and then go run on the treadmill and have my legs atrophy as my upper body grows as I strength train. I want everything to grow. When you go back into your workout, try the Sprint 8, but be creative with it. Try it with burpees. Try it with kettlebell swings. Try it with, jumps. Try it with push press, like I said. Try any one of those things, and you will find that you can burn fat and develop muscle at the same time, just focusing on an upper body or lower body movement, or even full body movement. Okay, guys? See you tomorrow.